Hi boys and girls, today in math, you just watched a brain pop video on greater than and less than, and they taught you a little bit about the greater than and less than symbols, and they used an alligator. And the reason they used an alligator was to give you a way to remember which way the symbol goes. Remember, the hungry alligator always eats the largest number. Okay, so you see that the alligator is eating 76. And the reason it's eating 76 is because 76 is greater than 67. And we know that because we can see here, let me get my markup pen ready, we can see that in the tens place, we have a 7 and a 6. We always want to compare those numbers first, okay? And that way we know that the 7 in the tens place is greater than the 6 in the tens place. So we know the alligator wants to eat 76 and not 67, okay? Let's take a look at this picture. We have 16 is greater than 10. Now remember, the alligator wants to eat the greater number. So we're looking at the tens place. First, we have a 1 in the tens place for the number 16, and we have a 1 in the tens place for the number 10. So now we have to look at that ones place. And the reason we're looking at that ones place, I'm going to put an O up there for 1, is because we need to compare the 6 with the 10. Which number is greater, 6 or 10? 6. So we know that 16 is the number that the alligator wants to eat, so it's going to be chomping that number, okay? Here we have 10, and then we have 16. We just switched the 16 now is over here, and the 10 now is over here. And the symbol has to change as well, okay? And if you look over at this picture, if you were to read this, it would say 10 is less than 16, okay? 10 is less than 16. And up here, 16 is greater than 10. All right, excuse my sloppy handwriting there. Kind of hard to mark on an iPad here. Okay, so we are going to talk about one more thing that we didn't talk about yet, and that is the equal sign. Now, the equal sign just looks like two minus signs, and you know what that is. But it just, oops, sorry about that. It just looks like this right here. That's the equal sign, and here's how you spell equal. And equal means the same, okay? So here we have the number 78. 7 tens, 8 ones. Here, 7 tens, 8 ones. They are equal. They are the same. 78 is equal to 78. So anytime you see two numbers that are the same, you can say that they're equal. All right, let's just do a couple of these so you're familiar with how to fill in a greater than, less than, or equal to symbol. Okay, so let's take a look at this first problem here, number 1. We have 14, and then we have 14 ones. Well, I know that 14 is the same as 14 ones. So I'm going to put an equal sign there. Okay? Next we have 21 for number 2. 21 blank 79. So I'm going to look at that first number, and that first number is a 2, and then I have a 7 there. And I know that 7 is greater than 2, so I automatically know that. I want my symbol to go that way because it is greater. 79 is greater than 21. And if I were to read that, I would say 21 is less than 79. Okay? All right. Let's take a look at number 3 here. 84 blank 53. I'm looking at the 8 and I'm looking at the 5. 8 is greater than 5, so I know that 84 is greater than 53. So my sign goes like that. Remember, we want the alligator to chew or munch on the greater number, and 84 is greater than 53. Let's take a look at the next number. We'll put number 4 there. 81 blank 28. So I'm looking at the 8 in the tens place, and I'm looking at the 2 in the tens place, and I know that 8 is greater than 2, so my alligator wants to eat 81. He does not want to eat 28. All right, let's take a look down at number 5 here. 71 blank 7 tens and 1 1. Now, if I were to draw 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, there's my 7 tens and 1 1. It's the same as 71. So what symbol will I put there? I will put an equal to symbol. Okay, hopefully you're able to follow along and kind of think in your head. I can't tell if you're thinking, only you know if you're thinking about these problems, so I really need you to try your best to think about these. Now these ones, they look a little tricky, but if you just take away the words, it's pretty easy to see. So let's take a look at this one. I'll put a number 1 there. 5 tens and 6 ones. What number is 5 tens and 6 ones? Did you say 56? Good. What about 4 tens and 9 ones? What number is that? Did you say 49? Okay, so if you look at the 5 and the 4, which number is greater? 5. So we want that alligator to eat that number, 56. 5 tens and 6 ones. Okay? All right, let's take a look at number 2 here. 7 tens and 9 ones. So 7 tens and 9 ones. Now don't get it mixed up because I still see the numbers 9 and 7. Don't get that mixed up though. We have 7 tens and 9 tens. So which number has to be greater? The alligator wants to eat this number. It's 97. It doesn't want to eat 79. All right, let's take a look at here number 3. 6 tens and 15 ones. Wait a minute. My teacher told me that I couldn't fit 15 ones over on the ones. I had to regroup. All right, so if I were to regroup and I move one of those tens over, because in the number 15, remember we have 1 10 and 5 ones. So I'm just moving this 10 over here to the correct column. So if I had 6 tens and I add 1 more, now I have 7 tens, but I still have those 5 ones. So that number is really 75. Wait a minute, this looks familiar. 7 tens, 5 ones, what number is that? That's the number 75 too. So 75 isn't greater than 75. 75 isn't less than 75. 75 is equal to 75. One more problem, boys and girls. Here we have 8 tens and 12 ones. Why are they doing that to us again? They're pretty tricky in this math book, I know. All right, so let's take a look. We have 8 tens and 12 ones. Now we know that 12 can be broken up and we could regroup. So in the number 12, I really have 1 10 and 2 ones. So I'm just going to move that 10 over, and I'm going to keep 2 ones here. So if I had 8 tens and I added 1 more, now I have 9 tens, and then I still have my 2 ones, and that number now is 92. And what do you see over here? 9 tens and 2 ones. So it's the same number again. We didn't get tricked on that one, did we? Okay, so we have to write an equal to sign. All right, boys and girls, thank you so much for listening. You did a great job. I hope you have a great weekend, and I hope that you're able to get a couple of these problems correct, or get all of the problems correct on the Google form. Try your best, and I hope you guys have a great day.